I think one of the greatest assets of any small business is your agility. Mm-hmm. And as long as you're willing to be open enough to pivot your services to suit your client needs, mm-hmm. I think that's where your success lies. Yeah. Because if you sit down and you talk to anybody about marketing, they start off by being like, what is your niche? What do you bring to the table that everybody else doesn't bring? And I've been in so many of those conversations with people, and people don't know. They're mm-hmm. like, this is just the skill that I have, so I want to like provide it to people. Mm-hmm. But if you are open to working with your client base and listening to them mm-hmm. and hearing what they're actually saying they need, I think that's where you find your niche. At least I think that's what worked for us.
For sure. Yeah. I would say we've talked about this before. Like when we first started the company, we were 90% a creative agency, and we just did corporate videos, and we were really good at that. And then, you know, as things evolved and more clients came to us, and we were collaborating on different projects, they would ask for, you know, our other skill sets, which is, you know, live production. They'd ask me to go direct an event, and we'd be on site using gear that wasn't ours. So that we had to sort of pivot and like start acquiring stuff and gain new skill sets and meet new people and, you know, learn how to deal with freelancers. And, you know, there's it's a whole new element of the business that we brought on, you know, a couple of years ago, and it's been very successful. And I would say a large company is not going to be able to pivot that quickly and be like, yeah, like let's just acquire everything we need to do live, right? So mm-hmm. that's I would say that's a big win as a small company for sure.
Well, and I think on that same note, that's how we kind of ended up with the business model of wanting to collaborate, is listening to those clients and those customers and people being like, you know, we like working with you, and, you know, a lot of questions about like, how did you do that? And how do you come to that? And we were just open to sharing that information, that knowledge with our clients, and realized that generated a better project, which is why we changed from a business model that was like, you're the customer, I'm the provider, I will give you what you ask for, to a collaboration model where it's like, no, we want you to be a part of this. We want you to join it, because that's what our client base was telling us they wanted.
For sure.
Did I think in 2017 that that's where we would be? Absolutely. I would have been like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. Like, that's insane.
I think when we started, we said we absolutely don't want to do live anymore.
Yeah, actually.
And now we're like, live was great. Yeah. Let's keep doing it. Yeah.
So in 8 years, we're in a vastly different place, I think, than we expected to be. And I agree with you. I don't think a large company can pivot in that amount of time. I mean, you think about the logistics.
Yeah, we did kind of do that in like the old corporate form when they started involving community producers, and that sort of became everybody's role, was accommodating these producers that came to us with these different show ideas and us trying to make it work. And a lot of that was, you know, just thrown to us and not awesome products, but
it was a lot harder to steer that ship than it is a smaller business where we can just say, this is the direction we're going now.
Yeah. Like you say, we're pretty agile, and, you know, we both know so much about so much that, you know, a quick pivot's not a big deal for us.
Mm-hmm. And I think that totally helps us navigate kind of where our industry is right now, where it's going. I kind of like our trajectory. So
for sure. Yeah. To the moon.